Tonight on the news, Anambra State government tasked police on adequate training of vigilance group. Livestock farmers urged to embrace technology for increased production. President Tinubu appoints Major General Loyede as acting COAS. On the foreign scene, over 70 people injured as Typhoon Konrei makes landfall in Taiwan. Good evening and welcome. My name is Chinyere Ikoreke. Details of the news. Anambra State Commissioner for Information, Dr. Lomefo, has paid a courtesy visit to the Commissioner of Police, Anambra State, CP Nage Obono Itam, to familiarize and share ideas on better ways to improve on the current security situation in the state. Addressing the police commissioner at his office in Anambra, Dr. Mefo opined that profiling and adequate training of vigilante operatives by the police will not only enable prompt and proper flow of information, but will help build their general orientation to effectively discharge their duties. Respondent Stephen Nagelbon Itam expressed happiness over the commissioner's visit and expressed commitment to improving the security situation of the state and urged Anambra to always cooperate to the police to enable the force to serve them better. While appreciating the information commissioner's suggestion about vigilante security operatives profiling, CP Ntam assured that the police have plans to restructure operations regarding the vigilante operations and other levels of security operations in the state. The police commissioner further disclosed his plans to commence a radio program, Ask the Police, with Anambra Broadcasting Service, ABS, where DPOs and other senior police officers will interact with the people in the weekly radio program. Livestock farmers in Southeast and South-South states have been urged to embrace technology-driven innovations introduced by Big Gain Nigeria Limited to increase their productivity and expand their businesses. Speaking at a capacity-building program organized in Oka by the company, tagged Seminar on Poultry Production and Management, the Big Gain Approach, Professor Jude Iwuno, Food Science and Technology Department, Federal University of Technology, Owerri, and consultant of the program, said the seminar was aimed at bringing practical solutions to poultry business. Correspondent Paul Izioki has the details.
Professor Iwuno explained that Big Gain Nigeria Limited came with clear operational framework to assist farmers to achieve their desired goals in poultry and livestock business in general, including establishment of toll milling for all categories of farmers.
We are going to have a mixture of academic, business, and public seminar. We are coming with a clear operational framework to alleviate the most important bottleneck we have through tolling milling.
This issue of feed tolling is an added advantage, especially for those of us that are professional that want our own, give us our own.
If you partner with Big Gain, I assure you that most of these tests that we run into hundreds of thousands of naira will be free of charge.
Energy is a very important aspect of every business, particularly as it concerns poultry production.
In the separate reactions, some of the participants, including Prince Paul Okoli, Mr. Ekene Agobata, and Mrs. Ogechukwu Onyebo, extolled Big Nigeria Limited for the initiative, noting that it will accelerate growth and development in livestock subsector. In Oka, Paul Ezoke, ABS News.
Joy rented the air as the Salvation Army Onitsha Citadel celebrated her 2024 harvest and Thanksgiving service to thank God for his kindness and blessing towards them. Ifunanya Okonkwo has details.
The annual event attracted their divisional leader, Major John Obali Hedi, among other officers of the church from various citadels. In his sermon with the theme, Harvest of Uncommon Testimony, a guest speaker, Apostle Shedrack Gentle, said that it takes God's favor and anointing for one to have uncommon testimonies. The officer in charge of Onitsha Citadel, Captain Collins Izuogu, said the annual event is an avenue to thank God for his protection and blessings, while his wife, Captain Faith Izuogu, for successful outcome of the event. Charged mothers to take their family challenges to God in prayers, as God never fails.
The Lord heard thee in the day of trouble. So there is a day called the day of trouble. The Lord heard thee in the day of trouble.
particular time and season of the year when people, especially when we look around us, you will see so many things. Okose kai bia kene chuku. Kai si ano mena na nko mereme.
I mean kai eme. I will endorse on your Chineke na Castine Bere.
Special rendition by Salvation Army young people, song stars and chores, special thanksgiving and showering of blessings by the divisional leader were some high points of the event.
The Oloha of Umuaku village in Uli, Ihiala local government area, Dr. Oliver Ojiako has celebrated the 2024 Iriji Festival to honor the year's harvest. The event held at the Oloha's Palace in Uli drew dignitaries including local kings, Indieze, cultural artisans and community members from both within the village and the diaspora. Emmanuel Chibata tells us more.
Represented by Chief Ifeanyi Chukwu Ojiako, the Oloha expressed pride in this year's festival, saying it is one of the most remarkable held in Umuaku Uli. He described the bountiful yam harvest as a blessing for the community, encouraging everyone to work together for continued development. In his remarks, the chairman of Ihiala Council Area, Engineer Anayo Ojiako, said he was impressed with the amount of people acknowledging the return of peace to the community while attributing it to the collective efforts and divine grace of God.
Jesus Christ. This is gradually returning in Uli town, and what you saw here today is exactly the status or the state of peace and unity in Uli.
The event was capped with masquerade display and installation of 3 elders from Omoche Makrindred in Umuaku into the Ndieze group. The newly installed elders are Chief Adolphus Ojiako, Chief Linus Obi, and Chief Christian Obi.
A member of Independent Petroleum Marketers Association, IPMAN, Chief Jonathan Nzekwe, has expressed the hope that the issuance of licenses to 9 more prospective investors by the federal government will no doubt ensure constant availability of petroleum products and at affordable prices. Chief Jonathan Nzekwe discharged Nigerians to use the period of All Saints' Day, slated for November 1st, 2024, to pray for God's intervention in the series of challenges facing the Nigerian nation, reminding those in leadership positions to always use such in imparting on the people in addition to leaving indelible legacies as they serve the people. Speaking in an interview with the oil and gas correspondent of Anambra Broadcasting Service ABS, Abuchiwozo Inoka, Chief Nzekwe maintained that with more licenses for the building of modern refineries in the country, the downstream sector of the economy will get a boost in terms of production capacity, employment of more individuals, in addition to creating a bright prospect for the nation's gross domestic products, and urged the federal government to revamp also its ailing refineries or in alternative concession them to serious investors to manage. Still to come on the news tonight, President Tinubu appoints Major General Luyade as acting COAS. Over 70 people injured as Typhoon Conrain makes landfall in Taiwan. Stay with us, the news returns shortly.
Against your words. Sonia, tomato mix, stand up. Is it to open? Is it to squeeze? Is it to scoop? And is it to stop? Dishes come alive with so much taste. Sonia, tomato mix, of course. Sonia, tomato mix, yes sir. Sonia, tomato mix, stand up.
I'm in love. Oh, with you, of course, my darling.
Sonia tomato mix in a new stand-up pouch.
Welcome back, and if you're just joining us, you're watching ABS Evening News. President Bola Tinubu has appointed Major General Olufemi Oluyede as the acting Chief of Army Staff. Oluyede will act in the position pending the return of the indisposed substantive Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tarid Lagbaja. President Tinubu's Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Mr. Bayo Ononaga, revealed it in a statement yesterday. Until his appointment, Oluyede served as the 56th Commander of the Elite Infantry Corps of the Nigerian Army, based in Jaji, Kaduna. The Major General is 56 years old. Oluyede and Lagbaja were classmates and members of the 39th Rural Regular Corps. He was commissioned the second lieutenant in 1992, effective from 1987. He rose to Major General in September 2020. Mr. Ononaga said the acting Army Chief has earned many honors to the meritorious service in various fields of operation. On the foreign scene, Typhoon Conray, the biggest typhoon to directly hit Taiwan in nearly 30 years, has made landfall on the island's eastern coast. Schools and workplaces across Taiwan were closed on Thursday, and supermarkets were stripped bare as millions of residents braced for the storm, which hit at about 1:40 p.m. local time. At one point before it made landfall, Typhoon Conray was parking winds over 200 kilometers high, close to its center, making it the equivalent of a category of hurricane. Hundreds of flights and ferry, along with Taiwan's stock exchange, have also been suspended. The typhoon has injured over 70 people and killed at least one person, authorities said. On Tuesday afternoon, it has also caused power outage in 500,000 households, according to electricity supplier Taiwan Power Company. Taiwan's typhoon season, according to its weather agency, generally falls between July and September. For the last 8 decades, all the strongest typhoons have come within that window. In sport, Ruben Amorim is expected to be confirmed as Manchester United's new manager today after the clubs reached an agreement with Sporting Lisbon. Report says the Athletics said the 39-year-old will stay with the Portuguese league leaders for their next 3 games, including next week's Champions League match against Manchester City. He's expected to take charge at Old Trafford during the November international break, with his first game set to be Man U's away trip to Ipswich in November 2024. Speaking issues at statements to the Lisbon Stock Exchange on Tuesday, confirming United was willing to meet the release clause. Manchester United pulled the plug on Erik ten Hag's 2-year reign as manager on Monday after a 2-1 defeat by West Ham, which left them 14th in the Premier League. Ruben Amorim quickly emerged as the club's #1 option. Remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at Anambra Broadcasting Service. Subscribe to our YouTube page at ABS Television Oka, on X at ABS Radio TV, on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. Here are the stories that made the headline. Anambra state government has tasked police on adequate training of vigilante operatives. Livestock farmers have been urged to embrace technology for increased production. President Tinubu has appointed Major General Oluyede as acting COAS. On the forest scene, we told you over 70 people injured as Typhoon Conray made landfall in Taiwan. Thanks for watching. My name is Chinyere Ikoreke. Bye for now.